May 3rd, 2020. Corruption and greed at the top of the ladder in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. We will never be a blessed nation until the Christian speaks out against the corruption. Look at the president of the Christian Council of the Bahamas, and indeed the president of the Christian Council in Abaco. They today have joined forces with the Bahamas government to say it's right to keep the loved ones of the people of Abaco who have died in Hurricane Dorian on the side of a trailer for 9 months. That is why we're not a blessed country. The Christian Council came down, neither person from the Christian Council, when Abaco decided that the government was taking too long to memorialize our dead. The Christian Council president for Abaco was visibly absent. The president of the Bahamas Christian Council was visibly absent. Not only were they absent, while we had a date set to memorialize our dead in Mashaba, Abaco, the Christian Council, along with K. Forbes Smith and the Christian Council in Abaco, came into the airport, the Defense Force, 20 armed men, opening the door for K. Forbes Smith, the Christian Council president, and Mario Moxie. I was disappointed in Mario Moxie. I kind of like Mario Moxie. Why would Mario Moxie want to be involved with a corrupt, weightless, non-caring, heartless government? And while we had our date set, they had this big meeting in the Friendship Tabernacle to try to pull away from the memorial that we already had set. God was not with them. 3 people of over 70 families that died in the trailer, 3 families showed up. Didn't take the bait, like the president of the Christian Council, Bahamas, Mario Moxie, and the president of Abaco Christian Council. Nobody. 3 people showed up. They gave a bone by telling Chuck that he could get his wife's body. 3 months after they made that announcement, he still haven't got his wife's body. I guess Dr. Swans, want Chuck to go in the trailer and seek and dig through the dead bodies in order to find his wife's body. To date, they have gone silent on that promise that he could have his wife's body. But the problem is greed and corruption. You imagine that at NEMA today, people have sent food donation into NEMA 9 months ago, and the government, the Prime Minister, Hiram Lewis, is saying that they got to have an inventory on the food that was sent to Abaco, to send to the Bahamas for Abaconians. It's still in the NEMA trailers in Nassau. How could that be? You see, the Prime Minister recognized he got 739 days to date before election. Mark that down on your calendar. 739 days before a general election in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And boy, this one is going to be one for the ages. If the opposition pick right, The F&M government, collectively among all of them, they cannot find one leader after Dr. Hubert Minnis is humiliated at the poll 739 days from today. And the problem with this country, in Abaco, you don't have to have your doctor's degree like Dr. Minnis, they don't know nothing. Dr. Sands, they don't know what the smell and what fly looks like. You don't have to have all these degrees, but God has put some common sense. The real leaders of this country is the same people that walk in the streets that knows what this want. And you see, greed and corruption and the silencing of the Christian council and the church that refuse to speak out against this corrupt, non-caring government. It is what spiraling this economic of the country out of whack. But the main thing, I saw something today, and it hit like a nail on the head. And it quotes, "We are failing because we're willing to do everything for money, but not willing to do anything for our people." That's the greed I was talking about again. Let me break that down. Let's use Baker's Bay as an example. Hubert Ingram, Perry Christie, they saw a cash cow in Baker's Bay. If we had real leadership, I saw Baker's Bay. I was the first person to be hired by Baker's Bay. I went to Hubert Ingram, a lonely taxi driver. I'm also a boat captain. I also went to flight school that y'all don't know. I was one of the first black in Abaco to have my pilot's license. Kai Mills. Any boat you put on that marina, I can take them anywhere in the world. Any boat. You show me the ignition, the throttle, and the steering wheel, and I got it. That's knowledge that I've been in skill. I must have got it from my father. I know boats. I know the water. And when you say, again, that we are failing because we were willing to do everything for money, but not willing to do anything for our people. Baker's Bay come right into line. Ask Hubert to please come to the high school. The kids that are in the 11th to 12th grade, by the time Baker's Bay get up and running, they would have already went to college and get a degree and immediately come back into these key positions. Hubert said, "What do you mean, Kai?" I say, what do you think? I speak in Creole? I say, you as the member of parliament, forget prime ministership. As the member of parliament, you have a responsibility as a servant for the kids of North Abaco. Don't give them dead-end immigration, custom, government job. Give them some real job. You already took the overtime from them. So they basically can't even go to the bank because the overtime that you took away from them was carry them through. So go to the high school, Mr. Ingram. Let them know if they study accounting, if they study project management, if they study engineering, they have a job available right away. Because the laws say, if a Bahamian could do a job, there's no reason to bring a foreigner in. Do that for your people, Mr. Ingram. I gotta do that. Arrogant as he always is. So what happens? Baker's Bay is created, and the expatriates is telling me, Kai, why is the government allowing us to come in here when your people are such a brilliant workers? They have somebody from South Africa before the hurricane had the whole of Baker's Bay to put up in satellite. Is anybody in the Bahamas could put up satellite in Baker's Bay? That fellow walk away with $4 million. That money would have stirred the economy of the Bahamas. We had people that they brought in Mexicans lay tile. Can any Bahamians lay tile? A Jamaican came to me, said, I wanted to speak to you a long time, but they told me that you this, that, the other. Can I speak to you, sir? I said, yeah, I don't bite. He said, I am a block layer. I am from Jamaica, but I have my permanent residency in America. In Jamaica, we would not allow nobody to come from America to lay tiles and blocks in Jamaica. Why is your government allowing people like me to do this? The money is lucrative, but I'm speaking as a black brother. How is this allowed? I say corruption from the top. You say they greased the government, the prime minister dealt below the table, sit at the table, and didn't make any negotiation on behalf of the country. They continued to make contracts and concession on behalf of themselves. Put it on my account in Canada. Asset coming. Ain't no way nobody gonna tell me that land is going for 3.5 acres. 3.5 million an acre. Not an acre, a lot in Baker's Bay. That Hubert Ingram gonna let Baker's Bay take that 3.5 million a lot and didn't get nothing of the deal. Again, they negotiated on behalf of themselves the money deals. Corruption at the top, at the prime minister. Look at this prime minister, Dr. Hubert Minnis. He is the richest man to ever hold the prime minister post. Next to him is Brent Simonet. They negotiated 25 million, dealing them self-contract. That is so corrupt. And they did that immediately after they said that the PLP was corrupt. Wow. As the man say from Singapore, you got to stamp out the corrupt prime ministers and their corrupt practices in order for your country to be better. Kai care and Kai hates corruption and corrupt leaders. And we want to call them the most honorable crooks. I have no respect for those type of people. Don't care what title they hold, they're still corrupt and corrupt to the core. And that's why the Bahamas will never be better as long as we have corrupt leaders at the top.